and welcome back to TIMBERBORN. So the first thing we're going to do is correct a slight error from me, suggestion from you guys. That is to move the sluice gate that we put in for controlling bad tides in the reservoir that we've got here. You were quite right in saying that I need to move that, otherwise we're going to end up with stagnant water sat behind it. So we'll enable that to happen. I want to do a bit of a sweep around the colony, check on a few things. We'll see where we are then. If the drought's over, I want to carry on up here. If not, we'll work on re-profiling this guy. So, but yeah, we need to delete this, and essentially, I think if I'm going to demolish this and put dirt in instead, as a step as well, run at 2 times speed. Probably want to clear out all this dead wood. Let's get that marked up. I'm not sure where the river's going to flow when we build it, whether it will hydrate this area or not. We'll get some hydration obviously from this, but right, they are in. That's gone. So what we could do, not with the game paused, is we could come up here, fill that in. They can reach. We need to fill that in. And then we would be able to tunnel that piece out there and put 2 sluices here, and I think that would work really quite well. So let's plan for that, shall we? I think that's the way to tackle this. So you can go, then we can put in sluices here and here. And this essentially gives us a nice little filtering chamber. So we don't want that set. And we want that then to be a close. Yeah. So they're now set opposite each other, and that should work just fine. So thank you for that, folks. I don't know if we want a close above set because we're going to have this flowing as a river. So yeah. So that's done. That's being done. So yeah, let's do a bit of a pass of the colony and other things. So water is fine. Not too worried about water. Coffee is fine. Extract has got to be fine if we've got it going in there. The same with bad water. So that's all good. All of these are looking pretty good, except canola oil. We've got a half decent amount of that. So it's more the processed foods. Keep that little patch of berries. So we could possibly do with growing more mangroves, but I think that's, and the obvious way to tackle that would be to expand this. I'd blast a lot, some of this out, move this tubeway. So that would be not too bad. Just Eggplants we don't really need more storage because we're just processing it at a reasonable rate. Corn rations are recovering by the looks of it. Fermented cassavas are okay. Is that everything that we're growing at the moment? So let's just go around the farm, I guess. So kohlrabies, cassavas, eggplants, canola, that's corn. Yeah, so maybe what we want to do is look at expanding the crops that we're growing. I did wonder if what we should think about doing. We don't really need to, so maybe not. I did wonder whether we put a layer of farm on top of this, but I think it's probably overkill at the moment, so maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we do just bring this down to this level. We could chop out all these dead trees and just kind of level this out. And that'll expand the farming quite nicely, I think. I did notice over here when I was just looking around that this has worked. So with the drought, these have opened up. The power supply is not spectacular, but it's not quite sufficient. But so we do ideally need to do something for this, but we'll see how we get on. Yeah. So that's empty. That's empty. We could just demolish this and let them pick it up off the floor. I think everything else is pretty much full. So maybe we'll do that. And now let's progress. So we only want to come down 2. So let's get to that. Worry about that afterwards. Let's come around here. No, that needs to be singles. Just wait a minute, beavers. Just wait a minute. Don't do that. Right. Right. There. And then doubles up here. Go. So now you can carry on. Oh, we've got a tree we need to remove there. Let's prioritize that. Let's demolish that. Stick that there. Let's prioritize that as well. Grab you while we can. If I'd been smart, I would have got that tree. Oh well. We'll get that afterwards. Guessing we can't know. So I think what we need to do actually is that. Let's cancel that. We're going to. Just can't quite see the delete button because my shorts are in the way. Which will sound weird, but the monitor that I use sits on my legs while I'm doing this because I sit in an armchair to record the whole thing. Right, you do that. Then we do that. Might as well do that as well then. Yep. Do that. They can be got from above, and we can do that. Well, oh, this is going to be bad. Because we, yep. So, let's A little bit premature with that, but it's fixable. It's fixable. Those. Oh, see, not a big problem. Or kohlrabies, yeah. Thinking about squaring off the planting plot. Yeah. The other way to square it off is to do that. That achieves the same effect. Why are they disconnected? I don't know how that happened. That's that. Come in here and delete those. And say probably needs some path, but obviously it doesn't. Let's delete those as well. And we are also going to put in a ladder there, and we are going to delete these. Check that we aren't desperately short of wood as I'm merrily deleting dead trees. While we can get down here, we're going to put that there. Path around here, and we're going to get rid of that one as well. And I guess we do something similar. Actually, if we're going to backfill that with dirt, we might as well put a piece of dirt there. And that, and you can go. We don't even need to do that because I can do it from there. I'm a dummy. Don't answer that. Thank you very much. Bring path across there. That path and staircase can go. Delete all of these trees, trying to click on a minimal number of the baby trees that don't need to be deleted. And yes, I know it's a bit of a waste, but given that our wood store is pretty much full, I don't see the point in waiting for them to be cut down. I want to raise all of that area up, just like in the song. So we're going to start backfilling with dirt. There we go. Go there as well. Actually, we probably shouldn't go there just in case we need to get down there. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Because of the overhanging terrain stuff. Yeah, that works. Let's get rid of that block as well. They're all gone. Why aren't they deleting those trees, I don't know, but we can give them a path which will get there, even though it's incredibly inefficient. So let's do that. On bolts. All of that. Needed. Goodbye. And fill all of that in. That. Job's good on. Fill all the way to there, and that will give us much more farming space. Some of which needs irrigating. Which makes me think that it would probably be not stupid to do this. And to save that problem I was just talking about with the baby trees, let's start over here. Go. So just gonna pause for a second so they don't try and build any of those. Brilliant. Let's mark you for demolition. You, and bit of me is actually tempted to come in and say, if you can, cut those down. Good lumberjack. Lumberjack. Path. And we'll just give them a bit of time to do that. Let's prioritize those blocks, that, and then the lumberjack can make a start. Oh, that doesn't look good. Why? Yeah. The ladders mod got updated, didn't it? Obviously the update has broken a bunch of our ladders. So that's really annoying. Well, not obviously, maybe. The ladders mod had an update when I logged in to start playing. And that's obviously one of the features of that update. So, yes, fun. Right, we'll let them do that for a bit. We'll go over here and think about how we're going to tackle this little challenge and opportunity, which was to rework this river. And I think one of the first things we actually need to do is get ourselves up here, be able to control this. Yeah, because of the potential for, with us constricting this, I'm worried about there being too much water in here once we've done that. So I think what we do is we put in floodgates up here that we can then link to a stream gauge down here somewhere to control. So I think the easiest way to get up there, probably from over here. So Go there. We're going to need to go up there. We'll then come across and around to there, and then I'll do that. There. Okay. There. Go around that. Go there. There. Spit out a tiny tubeway with a little bit of path. We'll delete all of those. Yep. That'll be good. That'll be good. This will take me a little while to build that, obviously, but I think we need to do that as part of the process. So probably plant more coffee bee, but I don't think we need them because the storage for those is full. I have eggplants now. Is our eggplant factory running? No. It will be now, hopefully. Yep, there we go. I love the employment mod thingy, but I hate the fact that it does that. So we are struggling to clear the trees that way, so we will clear them the old-fashioned way. And by that I mean we will just delete them all. I don't know if there's a modern... I guess there is a modern way to clear trees. You use one of those big machines. We will do it the old-fashioned way with mechanical post-apocalyptic beavers. Yes, that's the old-fashioned way to clear a tree, isn't it? With a robotic post-apocalyptic beaver. You're running... Cool. You're running at 80% efficiency, which is not awful. So... Right, and then in that case, we... Do we come to delete those? Yeah, why not? I'm never a big fan of the overhangs, to be honest, and so we're going to delete them. You can choose to keep things like that if you so choose, because there's a lot of choosing there. And now what we can do is do even more dirtiforming, which is a word, even if you didn't know it. There and there. Select the correct delete tool and delete that. We can delete that and that. Right, quick drink break for the pop, and we can continue. We'll get that done. I've just cleared that strip to not to be planted so we can get a path in to build some of that, because I think that might hold us back. And then get all of this placed. Here we go, so I can see that. Because it's not like we're short of logs, we had to delete them because we had full storage, so yeah. Do I stop there? We'll let them build that and we'll see how we're getting on, maybe. While they're doing that, we can go... So, these guys are still building. Still got the components to build those. This is built. This guy is gonna have the same issue as others have had in that our log storage is full. So that's a thing. Same with some of these other ones. But yeah, I guess we're going to need to put in some irrigation somewhere, but I'm just going to hang off to see where we put it. Yeah. Advanced. Attached. None of you are attached to the stream gauge. Do I have a stream gauge for these to be attached to? Did said stream gauge get deleted? Okay. I'm confused, but not a problem. We can put one back. The other thing we could do is look at sorting this out, but I don't want to have too many jobs going on at once, so... yeah. I guess we also need to have these trees marked for cutting. I'm hoping this guy, yep, he can reach those. That can now be a supply because we don't need wooden planks there anymore. I will keep the explosives there because we are going to need to do some explosives work. What's the meaning of everything we need there? Awesome. Cool. Let's speed up the game a little bit and we will keep an eye on these guys as they get this done. And should be able to hopefully quite quickly get this sorted. Go. Nice and speedy. I do love the, so, you know, I don't know if you watched the last series that I did where we played the folk tales, and I was saying how I prefer the zip lines. I think they're cooler. I think they look cooler. I slightly prefer the mechanic. It is quite nice to be able to do something like this. And particularly if you've got to run it through bad water, because you can, and then come up out of the bad water and you're fine. That's cool, obviously, but yeah, I quite like, I do like the, mind your words, I do like the zip lines, but the tubes are really cool as well. Actually, let's not put them there. Let's think about this, because as we're creating a little pocket where we can get stuff stuck, let's put them out. Do we put them out here, or do we go all the way out here? So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to let these guys go home, because we want to delete that, delete that, delete that. Rebuild that then. Because I think we actually want to put that, let's pause for a sec. I think if we put them there, that's much more natural. Yeah. Let's also demolish that while we're at it. We might as well fill in that. those as well, you know. Why not? Why not? Yes. We could do the same down here, couldn't we? Come in and we could delete a bunch of this. So these are going to be closed. I know I can put in unbuilt ones and they will link them. I don't want to because I don't like the way that looks. And the idea is these should probably either be closed or open. Yeah, so that's that. I did have the suggestion that maybe you want to block this off so we focus the good water to go through here. So it goes into the reservoir. We can keep pumping some more because we've still got 10 days to go. You know, there's no reason not to finish with the water stores full. So, yeah, I don't know you guys' thoughts on that or not. I'm a little bit of the opinion that I'd quite like to deal with this dip in here. But I guess at the moment all our dirt's going towards this. So, you know. Kind of can't be too fussy. And then we need to create an overflow for this. And what I think we do is we start thinking about our stream effect. You can hear the dogs probably rattling about next to me as well. And I kind of have the feeling that probably initially, while we're getting some more of this stuff cleared out, come down here, run it off here. Not averse to that, actually. Not averse to that. So we need to that a little bit smoother. There, so there. Come in here. Those. Flow through there. Then I guess we need an exit here. Load that up. I'm going to put in dams there so we can hold a bit more water back in here. So we're going to put an exit there. We can rip all of those out. guess we want to delete those. So we'll knock that back like that. And then dagger this across a bit so it's a bit more somewhat natural, because, you know, rivers don't flow in completely straight lines. Like that, and then it can flow off the edge there for now. This is very much a temporary solution, because I would like it to flow across here long term. But we need to have something ready for when the water returns, so that's that sorted to some level. That is being done, so let's get that in there. Let's get part across there. It's weird that that's not joined. So that's that done. That's still running. Let's prioritize that by haulers. Boots holding up okay. So we probably want to prioritize that so it gets done while we can get in here. And then, yeah, I guess I just need to think about whether... And what's your thoughts? Do we fill this hole in? Or not? Once this is filled, I'm going to delete this for now. We'll recover the resources. Save on having some sprawling paths that we might not need. Metal's fine, metal's fine. So done, so that can go. See how that all works. This is kind of underpowered at the moment. Guessing these have probably run out of any kind of fluid. Yeah. We do need to separate that district off, but there were jobs we needed to get done first. Blocks. Oh, blocks. Okay. We just need to build some more storage in that case. Right, you're gone. Speed up time a little bit more. How are things looking over here? Just pumped that out. We're in a pretty nice place with water considering how long the drought was, which is awesome. Just a reminder, maximum drought 75 days, so could end up needing to go quite a long amount of time. So, yeah. I know why we didn't have a stream gauge, because we did some deepening of things. So, and I guess because of the depth of this now, we can't just rely on a single stream gauge, can we? Not going to work. So we're going to have to do a bit of manual control, which is fine. Right. I think what we'll do is pause the game for a second. Delete to there. And do a little bit of the old corralling of resources. There. And I guess we could actually do that. So that's that sorted. Yeah, most, probably 15 times about it. I'm mostly waiting for them to get this done now. It's largely limited by how quickly we can make dirt. So, yeah. We could maybe do with doing a bit more tidying up there. I really want to use this for power generation. I think it is prime for that. But we need to, well, I need to remind myself of how deep it gets when we are not in drought. So, yeah, we'll have a look at that. So I think there's quite a good flow through here. So when we need more power, that's where we'll be maybe tapping into. Yeah, also obviously down here is going to be quite nice if we want to expand that as well. Let's tidy a few things up. Go now. Go now. Keep there for now, actually. Keep that there for now. Some homeless beavers I've just spotted. If that's... Our house doesn't look like any of our houses are disconnected. So we need to build another one. Just to take advantage of where we've got all of the... Yeah, we're not generating enough power for the monument. Interesting. Definitely need to up that, which I think means that we want to get in on one of, maybe another one of these bad water sources and bring it into this flow. Maybe it'll be okay once we've done the rework of the stream. Right, I'm going to do the same thing again. So we'll delete to there. Corral those in there. There. Awesome. So we can delete that bit of path now. How are we doing for casabas? We're actually okay. So what I think I'm going to do is... It really bugs me when I watch other Timberborn players when they do this, but we're going to rip those out. Not ripping the whole farm out, so it's not quite so annoying. And we're going to replant them there. I don't think that's going to cause us to have a massive food crash. I think we will then rip those out. Plant canola in there. Rip out the canola here. And replace it with kohlrabies. Then plant a small plot of kohlrabies there. Get these done. That's all irrigated. So I wonder if we want more farming. Let's put in another farm. There. Then we're going to put in a crop of soybeans. There. And then we will have to irrigate this area. Or we just plant what's irrigated and leave the bit that's not. That's a possibility. 1 day to go in the drought. Oh, awesome. We could come pick that up. A single metal block. That would be kind of cool. Really want to see how this all works. That, we're going to delete all of that. Pause for a second. Make sure this goes where we want it. It's there. Then and then delete it, and they can pick all of that. I mean, we could do it all, couldn't we? Screw it. Let's block that that. So that should go to there. That should go to there. Awesome. And then we just delete all of that. And that, and that. And it's all piled up there. They can pick it up at their leisure. You don't need to be working. An ample supply of planted coffee, so we do need to think about processing soybeans. So we probably want to get power into this bit. I mean, given the resources we're using, the easiest way to do that is to delete that guy and then rebuild it. So let's do that. On automate products. Hopefully we can time that. Yep, that'll do. And then platform there, path back, and then power there. We might as well put one of those there because we've got to build on top of it anyway. And then straight power. Come on. Come on, autosave. There we go. Awesome. And then we want to rebuild the explosives factory. You can go there. Now, that will have power. Any second now. Yeah, that's power. So we are now into the temperate season, I believe. Yep, just. It is starting to flow. So if we come over here, water is starting to flow. Water is flowing into here. So it should fill this up. So obviously it will fill it in multiple directions. Because it will flow into the tank and then through here, but it's also being pumped around. So, yep. It'll maybe take a little while. I don't know how strong a water source this is. Right, dev mode. It is a 1.3 strength source, so yeah, not a super strong water source. Obviously now there's no water flowing out of here. Maybe not, obviously. So this has got to fill before, and by this we mean this whole pool area, before this will start to fill and the river starts to flow. So maybe we'll come back to this. Up here, and maybe there's some benefit to not. Let's just check over here. Yep, this has done its thing. So those have closed. Awesome. This is now generating oodles of power. And the bits where we've deleted stuff, this is flowing quite nicely. Over here, autosave. We're generating not enough power. Down here, we're generating not quite enough power. So you might say that we want to let some of this flow through, but actually we want to let it flow into here. So what we probably want to do is have this bad water source coming into here, which wouldn't be overly difficult. So rather than it come around here and off the map, it comes into here and contributes to power generation. And I think that would probably be quite a cool idea. I also do think that we want to close this side off. Now that's going to be a little bit of a pain because of where we've built this. I don't know if we can easily demolish these from inside the tubeway. Actually, let's cancel you and cancel you. What I'm wondering is if we could move this across one. No. Or, bear with me. Dirt's such a precious commodity at the moment. Sounds silly, but I need that as a priority. I mean, we're not in a desperate rush to... We've already started filling the reservoir, in fact. So, but I've got a thought. So we probably need to stick you there next. Yeah, might as well knock that out while we're at it. And we're going to put that there. It's not going to be pretty, by the way, folks. Let's do that as well. Polish that one as well. Replace that with dirt. So you get to become a vertical and a one of them. You get to be dirt, live up to your ambitions in life to have become something more permanent. Going to get to have floodgates. I prefer floodgates for this kind of thing. I know I could use sluices. This feels like a floodgatey kind of thing to me. Call me a traditionalist. Feels like something that would be controlled by floodgates. Piece of dynamite there. Prioritize building that. I think they can get to it. you've been built. So you're going to be deleted, which is going to upset a whole bunch of beavers. You're going to be that. You're going to be a high priority to reconnect it. And you're going to go there, and you're going to go there. Can you see what my plan is? That should then get connected up. Hopefully we can delete some of this. You can go. You can go. Are we creating stranded beavers? We are. I need to put another tiny tubeway on that way. Let's prioritize building those. And that's already full anyway, so. This is now filling up, which is awesome. So if we go down here now, this should say it's at 2.6. So if we go in here, the swimming pools are working. The endless waterfall is working. This now just needs to fill, and then the excess will flow off as a river. Over here. Where was I? I was doing this. Right, they're connected up, so yeah. Let's move our tiny tubeway station over here. That there. Actually, they can probably build that from the tubeway, can't they? So we can put that there and that there. And that'll be good. By good, I mean it will be sending all of the flowing water through that way. Which for now is not as important. So what we could do is send some of it this way to help increase our power generation. Although it's not quite as bad as it was before. So we want to ram those up so that they are high enough that the water is not going to flow out. Awesome. And then we've got a bit of flow going this way. Too much flow going that way. So let's close one of those up. We don't want it being wasted like this. So we could do that. This is almost there. It's almost there. But I think that has been a pretty productive video, we've got the foundations of some good stuff in place. This is done. Right, let's delete the paths. For now, we might want to put them back eventually, but because our farms can cover all the area we need. So, plant crops, kohlrabies can go out to there. If actually we just plant bit of a mix. We're not really short of anything. I'm not sure what else to plant actually. We might want a bigger patch of soybeans. What we'll do is we'll do that. We'll do that because otherwise it'll bug us all. Do that. And we'll ponder what we do with the rest of it. Plant crops. Soybeans. There we go. Right, what we haven't done is put in the food. Just thinking I probably want more than one fermenter, so I might want to move the power across to the side there. And do the traditional kind of U shape. I don't know if I can put a path on top of that. I can. Awesome. So do kind of fermenter. That will hopefully be okay. Yep, you built the one that has the power last, obviously. They claim to not have a recipe selected. Okay. Soybeans. 2 soybeans. And if we do another one for cassavas, that means we'll have 2 of each. We could build some storage up here as well. Take advantage of that. Go. So we'll decide what those are going to be later. Doing all the questions in life. What I want to do is come in here and liberate some more planks. But yeah, I think that what we'll do next time is... Our river's flowing now. Awesome. That's done quite a nice job of hydrating most of that area, actually. Like that. And we've got this working. So, a few things we'll do next time. We'll split off this district. Because that should be relatively simple. And then I want to rework this river. So we'll move the tubeway out. We'll square this off so that we can put more power generation along it. And then if we need to, we'll cap this source and bring it in here, in the back here, to supplement the flow. But yeah, that's it for today, folks. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. As always, comments, questions, suggestions, the bits that I got wrong, stick them below. And I will see you all next time.